Hello everybody, my name is Daemonic and I'm the creator of Daemonic Sword. Today I'm going to show you guys a showcase and a bit of a gameplay demo of Daemonic Sword. So let's get started. Now the first thing you're going to see is the character selection. So Daemonic Sword features 14 heroes with fully customized abilities and spells, and let's look through them very quickly. So the first one we'll notice is Daemon the Warrior, and he is the main character of the main quest. And so there's a story to Daemonic Sword, and it revolves around him mostly. The next is the Arcane Mage. We'll just skip through them here real quickly. We have the Ranger. We have the Necromancer. The Paladin. The Wizard. The Elemental Sorceress. The Summoner. The Assassin. The Demon Hunter. The General. The Dark Lord. The Vampire. And Death, the Reaper. Now, like I said, Daemonic Sword has a story, so we will choose Daemon because it revolves around him. Now, don't mind the red and green balloons and the candy canes. That's for a winter event that runs from December to January. So we'll just sort of avoid the event for now, but that's what that's for. So Daemon gets sent to this strange land, and he meets Steganus, the King's Mage. Now the first thing you'll see in Daemonic Sword is the UI. Daemonic Sword features its own UI that is fully customizable. So let's just go through it here real quick. We can toggle the mini map. We can hide our portraits. But Daemonic Sword also features a lot of really fun systems, so we can open up and we can see we have a 13 slot inventory system, equipment system for our hero. So when you equip items, instead of going defaultly to your normal inventory, they'll end up in here and increase your hero's stats. Now, Daemonic Sword also features, every time you level up, a major attribute system. So every time you level up, you get 3 points to put into a major attributes. They are Life Force, Might, Dexterity, Wisdom, Athletics, and Endurance. So it pumps them into Might here. And as you can see, Might corresponds with Strength, Dexterity corresponds with Agility, Wisdom corresponds with Intelligence, and a lot of others correspond with a lot of other stats. Health, attack speed, armor. So, Daemonic Sword also features the 6-slot inventory system by default, and we also have a backpack that follows. Most RPGs in Warcraft 3 have backpacks which follow them. With hotkeys, F3, F2, F4, you can switch the backpacks. Backpack 1, backpack 2, hide it, show it, move it around, pick up items, do what you gotta do. Now, on top of that 6-slot inventory system, Daemonic Sword also features a bank system, which is an 8x8 inventory slot system. So you can eventually, you don't get it yet, but eventually you can own a bank and store a bunch of items in here. So it'll be super fun. Now, like I said, Daemonic Sword, when you put your items on your hero, it'll increase your stats, but you also have resistances, so you can increase your resistances and your stats. As we look, we can see that Daemonic Sword has a journal, and inside the journal we have guild quests. So on top of the main quest, we have two main quests, the evil main quest and the good main quest. And on top of those, there are guild quests. And so each player can complete their guild quests individually, and every time they save and load, they can go back to those guild quests and try to complete them. Now, they are not complete yet. They are still in development, these. Daemonic Sword also features professions. So we have speechcraft, thievery, hunting, foraging, fishing. And all of these correspond with a guild. Mage's guild with speechcraft, thieves guild with thievery, and so on. A lot of these professions help with your hero, although they are not required to use it all if you don't want to. Investments are a sure way to make money in Daemonic Sword. You can invest money and in return end up making more money. Mounts are just that. We can ride a horse and we can ride a dragon. The cool thing about mounts is you can also level them up and get information displayed about them. So we'll go through the top here of our hero list. So the journal, the main attributes, the inventory. We can switch stances if we're an archer or if we want to be a ranged combat. Cosmetics. We have cosmetics for backpacks, for seasonal cosmetics, and for your hero. So lots of fun extra cosmetic stuff to get. Show off, individualize your characters, make them unique. We also have foraging, and we also have pickaxing. So you can harvest and gather all types of ore and all types of plants. Eventually, when you gather a whole bunch of these different things, you can craft them. Daemonic Sword features a vast crafting system. You can craft lots of things. Arrows, but not only that, you can enchant and you can forge. So lots of armor you can forge, but also lots of armor you can find. Some armor that you can find, you have to reforge to make better. So it goes a lot of different ways, and it's a lot of fun if you like that sort of stuff. For speechcraft, one of the skills is teleportation. So eventually you can teleport to different locations. And then last but not least, we got the quest log. This is one of their newest additions. So whenever you're lost or confused and don't know what you're doing, you can always just click, hey, I'm on the main quest, where do I go? It'll show you the objectives, it'll ping you, and you can be on your merry way. So let's do that.
Of course.
Whenever you see a circle of power, it means you can enter it. So this is the castle, and we're gonna
Certainly.
enter it.
For honor. Certainly. For honor. A sound plan.
So if you listen, Daemonic Sword also features exclusive music. Every area will have a unique music. Some music has been created specifically for Daemonic Sword. The song you're hearing right now is the Brunelian Anthem. So our main character, Daemon, is meeting the king. And the king doesn't really trust him too much, so we're gonna do a little quest for the king. Earn his trust. Now you may ask yourself, okay, what's with all the different levels of model quality? So, as you guys know, Warcraft 3 has two modes. We have Classic mode, and we have Reforge mode.
Of course.
So, a good example of what a Classic unit would look like is this. The guy on the right there, the advisor, he's a good example of basically what a Classic model will look like. Not too high polygoned, but still looks really decent. And this is if we look at Daegonis, played by Antonidas, he has really high levels of detail. So this is a reforged model. Now, I use both
Justice
because
shall be done.
Daemonic Sword is compatible for as much as Warcraft 3
For
allows
honor.
it to be. I've heard a lot of
A sound
issues
plan.
when someone plays Reforge and someone plays
Certainly.
Classic, but that's just that, I suppose. So what I try to do with a lot of my heroes and a lot of my imports is import heroes from Heroes of the Storm or WoW.
Of course.
And I find that
For
level
honor.
of graphic quality is a nice in-between.
Of course.
In between Reforge graphics and classic graphics.
Is there danger?
So,
A
as we
sound
play the
plan.
game, you'll see a lot of different models and stuff, and a lot of it's just because
Certainly.
we have to use what we have, essentially.
For honor.
You get what you get,
sound
and you
plan.
don't get upset. That being said,
Certainly.
Demonic Sword has created a bunch of exclusive
Of
models
course.
and
A sound
exclusive
plan.
special effects just for that purpose.
Certainly. For honor.
So we've had special effects designed specifically for that hero and for that ability, which really helps. So now we're going to talk to the captain, and he's going to tell us about the field of Fira, where the villagers are being held.
Ho!
Now, as you noticed, you heard the ho 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 there, and you saw the little Lunday, the dragon reign has begun. Demonic Sword features an in-game calendar system as well, so it has daily, nightly events depending on which day it is in the game. I believe each day lasts around 15 minutes, I'm pretty sure. And so every day or night, essentially a new event happens. So we got the date here, it's Lunday, and it's the 2nd. And then it's the event, the Dragon Reign event. So we might see some dragons flying above, like this guy over here. But we won't worry about that. If we stay low enough, we'll just see his shadow.
Certainly.
This
sound
Christmas tree
plan.
is for the Christmas event. So we'll just
Of course. For
that.
honor.
Ignore that for now.
A sound plan.
This is the marketplace, and eventually I would like to create my own
Certainly.
UI for the marketplace. But for now, it acts just like Warcraft 3. We would have buildings. Each building sells items. In Demonic Sword, we have a tier system for armor. So level 1 is iron. Tier 2 is level 5 steel. Tier 3 is level 10 orcish. Tier 4 is level 20 royal. And it keeps going. There's lots of different tiers. Demonic Sword goes up to level 200. And lots of items to find, lots of bosses. And it gets pretty intense near the end levels. Right now in the field of Fira, we're going to keep it pretty calm as we work our way into understanding and knowing all the systems. So, we don't have to open our inventory, but I like to show you. The captain gave us some Kuros, so we don't need to buy that, which is nice. We can buy a shield. Shields go in the shield. We can buy a sword. And if you look, the sword and shield will show up in your hand as item attachments. So we have lots of different item attachments. Some don't fit the heroes as well as they should. And this is because I'm using a lot of different heroes from a lot of different games. And a lot of different models, and a lot of different models all need to somewhat be, I guess you could say, standardized, I suppose. Or individualized for each hero. I'm not too sure which is the best way to do it. So yeah, some of them don't fit as well, but we'll ignore that fact. So we're just spending our money in the top left here, and we'll put on some boots. Now he also gave us some potions. Now you can use potions normally just by clicking on them like this, but Demonic Sword also features a nice potion hotkey system. So I'll show you that system as soon as we can here. So we got our Soul Strike ability. Now, every attack in every unit in Demonic Sword comes with an affinity, which is where your resistances come from. So in this case, the pigs are doing physical damage, and if I cast my spell, my Soul Strike, that's holy damage. And so depending on what type of different types of affinities will be strong and weak against other types of affinities. These are the villagers held here. Sometimes this field's goes a little crazy, sometimes it's calm. It's all somewhat random sometimes. Depends on the day. So let's go rescue these. Oh, we're escaping. Okay, level 3, we unlocked our new ability. Bada boom, Demonic Blast. An iron bow. Oh, a steel sword. Okay, sure. So we'll use our backpack and we'll pick those up. Some steel boots. So we're not level 5 quite yet, but we'll get there. We leveled up a bit. Athletics, I put athletics to increase attack speed. Sorry, I didn't mention that. But we'll put in a little bit more to might. Now, these tents here, if you go near them, there's a lot of these locations around the map, which I like to call floods. I call them floods after Halo, after the flood in Halo, and essentially what it is just spawns a bunch of units at you that you can kill, depending on where you are. So here, there's some grunts hiding, camping. They're gonna come out and be all annoyed at us. So they don't all spawn out all at once, obviously. So especially with this low level one, I don't make it too difficult. The last thing you want is to activate both of these at the same time and kind of get a bit overwhelmed. We hear some backup from the kingdom, good.
Not enough mana.
So if I want to do mana, I can press Shift 2, and it'll put 2 points onto my green bar there. Essentially what that means is if I do it the Daemonic Sword system way, I can eventually spam my potions up to a certain point, making them viable for using them against bosses and stuff. Whereas if I did it the normal way, there'd be a long cooldown. I still allow the normal way because people expect certain things with Warcraft when they play a Warcraft game, so I sort of understand that. I don't want to confuse everyone right away. So as you see, a bunch of units spawned with the flood, and we got some levels from it, which is good. And so we won't be able to activate that until the next day. So like I said about the dates, usually when midnight hits, things restart. Got some more levels, let's put it in some attack. Speed. So if we're ever not sure what to do, main quest, return to the king for your reward. Okay, proving yourself. Some things are hidden in Daemonic Sword, but you guys gotta remember that you can pretty much interact with anything you see. Even this villager here, if I want to talk to him, hey buddy, what's up? Don't think about it, just go with it. Okay buddy, I will. Oh! I kind of skimmed by this guy and I didn't really mean to, but this is one of the bards. And so, the bard can teach us music. I see you have a guitar, so let's have a session. Now listen, this is called the Song of Fira. It's so hot it can melt ice. Well, maybe. So, those are the hotkeys. And so, as I was talking about professions before, we actually have profession ability spellbook. So you can click it, and you can look. So speechcraft profession, thievery profession, hunting profession, forging, fishing, and guitar. And guitar is part of speechcraft, but it has its own separate place because you can play music with it. And if you play in the correct sequence, you play the Song of Fira. And so yeah, that's music. You can play lots of cool different songs. All C major scale. Oh, I'll show you. I'll show you the C major scale. Oh. Oh wait, it goes this way. There you go. Let's go back. We'll talk to the king. So these cutscenes are multiplayer. Daemonic Sword is multiplayer. And so if your friends are in this area, or other players, they'll also have to watch the cutscene as well. Eventually you can skip the cutscene. So as soon as you start the game, if you type in a skip command, you'll skip all the cutscenes. You won't have to watch them again. Some people like to play Warcraft 3 RPGs fast-paced, I suppose. So I understand that, and I program for such as well.
Certainly.
So before we go out and we protect the gate, we'll just
a sound plan.
Come over here a little
for honor
for a minute, and I will show you a bit of the thievery.
Of course.
So this is a lockbox. As you can see, it's begging to be opened here. If we look here, it'll sort of teach us how to use it. I should have a bit of a better explanation when you actually do it, but use the arrow keys, select through the numbers columns, cycle through 0 to 9, select the correct number. The screen will shake the most on the correct number. Okay. So for a lockbox, we only have to get one combination correct. As the skill level progresses, we'll have to do it harder. So as you can see, it starts to shake. And I can tell that 6 shakes the most, so we're going to unlock. There we go. That's how
I'm here to help.
Thievery.
A sound plan.
One part of it, anyways. So collect some of that. Ooh, a second steel sword. Sure, why not? We'll sell it. And we'll leave those 2 things.
I stand for the light. For
they're
honor.
Not quite needed, just
a sound plan.
So it's nighttime right now, so there's just a bunch of wandering villagers around. As you can see, it's not as busy at night. Unless we go into the tavern over here, and then it'll be very busy. Rising from beneath us. Got level 5, so now we get countered. So if you see little yellow marks, yellow damage marks, it's from our counter. It might be a little confusing right now, but once we finish this battle and get on to fights here.
Not enough mana.
Get 'em, boys. Okay, nice. Let's see what he dropped. Ah, perfect. I was waiting for one of these to show up so I could talk about it. So this, right here, is a magical item. And if you look, every item has a chance when it drops to become a magical item. And so we have some bonus stats for this magical item. We'll pick it up, and they'll give us some magic stats. So those magic stats can vary on any item. So we have lots of different affixes for items and everything like that, which is very cool. Oh, and another one, a glowing steel helm. Perfect. Okay, so now that we killed Trimonica, I would like to show you some cool things. We're just selling some of our old equipment here, and you can use the backpack to do that. So drop some of the stuff from your inventory, pick it up with your backpack, and just sell it. It's a little wonky, but it's kind of the best thing that Warcraft can provide for now. Pick that, pick it up. And we'll sell it. Now, I'd just like to show you real quickly some enchanting. So we'll pick up the Steel Karas here. And we'll put that in the enchanting pedestal. And we'll also put in Potentia stones in the enchanting pedestal. Potentia stands for power. So Steel Karas, and if you look in the very bottom tooltip of the Steel Karas, you'll see enchantable 2 Potentia stones. Potentia stones, okay, sounds good. Enchant. Enchanting that, now we have the Steel Karas of power, level 5. And with that, we have some extra stats. So we got 10 extra stats onto that. As you level up in tiers, you'll get better stats. A lot of things with items work based off their level. So the higher the level, the higher the stat will be, essentially. Not for everything, but it's a good rule of thumb. Okay, so we're going to go back to the king now. Well, let's actually just buy some more armor here before we go to the next stage completely armorless. Especially as a tank armor, you know, pretty useful. Now that we're level 5, we can buy our upgraded tier. Now if you look here, our helmet looks a little better. Fits us nice. Looks awesome. Now like I said, we got our steel sword here, so we'll just equip that. Are these steel boots? Perfect, steel boots. Oh, we're already wearing boots. Now we start getting into steel boots and we can increase our movement speed, so that's kind of nice. That's what I like about steel boots. Let's buy a steel shield.
More gold is required.
More gold. Alright, we'll buy some. Guess I shouldn't have sold the shield. I could do it dual-handed, so you can also do something like this. Hold 2 iron swords. Wow. Get a bit of extra damage, I guess. A lot of assassins like to do that with double daggers. Increases their attack speed a bit. Attack speed being a very viable build. I'm trying to make all builds viable. It's a work in progress. Using all these different stats. Okay. Good look. Let's go talk to our king. So the cinematics are a work in progress for sure. I like to always try to find angles and make it a little better and try my directing skills essentially. Not every quest dialogue has a cinematic just yet, but I am working towards it. And then we're also working towards making them unique depending on who's interacting with the cinematic or dialogue. So if certain characters are there, maybe you'll get a bit of extra dialogue and just some fun Easter eggs and stuff. Went a little close there with the camera. Little things like that.
For honor.
Okay, travel
Certainly.
to the Fira mountain, fiery
A sound
mountain,
plan.
and speak with the great spirit.
Of course. Certainly. Of course. A sound plan.
The scroll contains useful information and can be returned to the Mages Guild to be deciphered.
For honor.
Hello, traveling mage. Oh yeah, I was showing you guys over here, but I forgot to show you. If you're a mage or something, there's lots of staffs and there's lots of robes and all sorts of things. And if you get enough knowledge after defeating bosses, you can buy an extra skill to increase some of your stats. There's lots of different skills you can buy, not just those four. Sell those later. Okay, so here I'd like to show you, this is where you forage, and this is actually a kind of crucial, not really a crucial, but a good step. So foraging, if you see the green exclamation mark, it means you can forage there. It means there's plants to be gathered. So your backpack has it, but you can also press 6 to forage. So you can just keep foraging essentially, and it'll keep. We already had some arborist fruit, but we found some, so we'll keep harvesting this plant here, and this plant actually acts as a healing potion. So it's essentially free potions. Put that on our hero, and now it's a potion. 3 times as good as the regular health potion, so not bad. Ooh, +5 life regen. That's kind of nice. I think I need level 10 for that though, right? another bard, another song to learn. Nice level up. Ooh, a vampiric iron staff. That's not bad. So if we want to learn this song, we can talk to him. Oh, I messed it. Maybe didn't have it. Boom! Power up. Zorl.
A sound plan. Of course. Of course. A sound plan. For honor. Certainly. For honor.
Good. You hit hard, Zorl.
A sound plan. Feel my wrath. Betrayer of the light. Of course. Certainly. Certainly. A sound plan. Betrayer of the light.
We'll fight him in third person.
For honor. Of course. Of course. A sound plan. Certainly. For honor. Certainly. A sound plan. Of course. For honor. A sound plan. For honor. I stand for the light. I'm here to help. Of course. Certainly. For honor. Certainly. Of course. A sound plan. A sound plan. Certainly. Of course. For honor. For my father, the king. Of course. Is there danger?
Oh.
Certainly. A sound plan.
Ooh, steel hammers. Iron gauntlets.
I stand for the light.
Okay. You must speak with the great tree.
For honor. A sound plan. Ho ho ho!
Must travel to Remoria. There you will learn the location of the Demonic Sword.
Certainly.
Okay. Okay, everyone. I'm going to end it there. I hope everyone had fun watching and learning a bit of what Demonic Sword is. I encourage everyone to come and play and like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.